Welcome back to Alp Galip Travels. I spent one afternoon at the cliffs of Moher and the Burren in Ireland, and this place hit me far harder than I ever expected. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to visit the cliffs of Moher, what it really costs, and why this stretch of the wild Atlantic Way feels almost magical to me. This was day 5 of our UK and Ireland road trip, and we spent the first half of the day exploring Galway on our tour before lunch. The real decision happened before we even left. I had planned to rent a car for 2 days, but when I saw €550 for the rental and a €2,500 deposit, I stopped and did the math. It made no sense for a trip where we only needed to reach 2 places, so I booked a guided tour of Galway, the Burren and the cliffs of Moher, leaving from Dublin, for €158 for the 2 of us. I had not done an organized tour in years, and to my surprise, sitting back and letting someone else drive felt like a genuine relief. Our guide Margarita was the best part of that decision, full of small stories you will never find on a sign. If you are planning your own Ireland trip, this is the choice that splits most travelers, and I will tell you by the end whether I think it was worth it. Leaving Galway, the roads turned rural fast, green fields and yellow wildflowers everywhere, the Ireland you imagine before you ever arrive. Then, almost without warning, everything changed. The soft green gave way to cracked grey stones stretching to the horizon, and that is the Burren, one of the strangest landscapes I have ever walked on. It felt less like Ireland and more like walking on the surface of the moon. With limited time, we stopped at just one place, but it was the right one, the Poulnabrone Dolmen. Walking toward it through the grass, surrounded by vast empty land, I felt genuinely small, and that feeling only grew when I learned the dates. It is a Neolithic portal tomb between 5 and 6,000 years old, the oldest dated megalithic monument in Ireland, a massive capstone balanced on thin standing stones. The ground itself formed about 340 million years ago, when these rocks were sediment on a tropical seabed, later carved by glaciers and endless erosion. One warning, the limestone here is sharp and uneven, so watch every step. And that same dark, silent land is why photographers come here just for the Milky Way shots. After the Burren, we drove toward the main event, and the closer we got, the more the landscape surprised me. Because of an extreme heat wave, the hills around the cliffs of Moher had turned a dry yellowish green, nothing like the lush emerald Ireland you see in every photo. The first thing that caught my eye at the site was the shops right beside the parking lot, built underground, which I had never seen before. From there we climbed toward the first viewpoint, and it was easier than I expected. Cliffs rising over the sea on one side, farm animals grazing on the other. The crowd was heavy, and I noticed older visitors being driven up to the viewpoint in golf carts, which tells you how commercial this place has become. Our first stop at the top was O'Brien's Tower, built almost 200 years ago by a landowner named O'Brien, simply so tourists could enjoy the view. Even back then, this place was tourism. The angle from the tower is lovely, and I took plenty of photos, but standing in the middle of a photo competition, I decided to walk further and find my own view. That one small decision changed the whole afternoon, and it led me straight to the moment that made this trip. A little further along, I found a spot where I could see O'Brien's Tower and a strange rock rising out of the sea like a log, all in one frame, and that became my favorite view of the day. This is the cliffs of Moher as they are meant to be seen. Massive walls dropping 214 meters straight into the Atlantic Ocean, one of the most dramatic sights on the west coast of Ireland. This is the exact stretch that appeared in the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince movie, and it keeps landing on lists like Europe's top 10 natural wonders. But here is what no list can prepare you for: the feeling. Watching powerful waves smash against the rock, feeling a storm build, and then a fog roll in so thick you can barely see ahead, that is when you understand the raw power of this place. It is not just a viewpoint, it is an emotion. Now let me be honest about the part most travel videos skip. The safety walls along the path are there for a reason, and you should never cross them for a better photo, no matter how tempting it looks. An average of 3 people die at these cliffs every year because they ignored exactly that rule. It is a beautiful place with a genuinely dark side, and the danger cuts both ways. The cliffs are also home to thousands of seabirds, including puffins and auks, so flying a drone or disturbing the wildlife is restricted by law to protect the ecosystem. Come here with respect and it rewards you. Treat it like a photo studio and it can punish you. I have to be straight with you about one thing. The second main viewpoint was not nearly as exciting as the first. After that first view, it felt like more of the same, and I wish someone had told me before I spent the time, because I would have moved on faster and soaked up more of the view I actually loved. What did surprise me was how fast 2 hours disappeared. I took photos, watched the light change, and suddenly it was time to leave. We finished at the cliffs of Moher Visitor Center for a quick coffee and a short break, then drove back to Galway for the night. This day cost us €158 for the guided tour, which is €79 each, plus about €14 for lunch in Galway, and another €7 or €8 on water and coffee through the day. So roughly €100 per person for one city, the Burren and the cliffs of Moher. If you skip the tour and split a small rental car between friends, you can honestly do this same day for about half of that. My first mistake was almost renting that car, because €550 plus a €2,500 deposit for 2 days is simply bad value, and my second was giving the less impressive second viewpoint more time than it deserved instead of staying where the view was unforgettable. The one thing I got right was the tour itself, which removed every bit of stress and let me actually enjoy the day, even when the fog and heat wave were completely out of my control. Learn from both of these, and your own half day here will be smoother than mine. So, is the cliffs of Moher worth it? For me, yes, completely. Because even with the crowds and the tourist machinery, standing on those 214-meter cliffs is an experience that stays with you, and it is easily one of the best things to do in Ireland. I am not normally someone who loves organized tours, and even I would tell you this one was worth every cent. Tomorrow morning we fly out and pick up a rental car to explore the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park and the town of Pembroke in Wales. So that is next in this UK and Ireland road trip series. Check the description for the booking links I used and the deals I found. And if this helped you, don't forget to like, comment and share this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be waiting for your likes and specific questions in the comments.